believe it or not, there are ways that you can multiply your income with Microstock or the current systems that you're doing. For everybody who watches my YouTube channel, most of the people who watch my YouTube channel, we started off talking about print on demand. And print on demand is one of those things that I really will never stop talking about in the grand scheme of things, as long as the business is alive, which really it's going to be as alive as e-commerce is. If e-commerce dies, then so does print on demand. The only thing that I could logically see for e-commerce to be dead is if people don't make money on you anymore. And then really e-commerce will die. But to be honest, I really don't see a future where that's going to happen. So print on demand is effectively going to exist pretty much forever. But with an arm that reaches out for print on demand or e-commerce, we have print on demand, right? And that's something that we've talked about a lot. We kind of transitioned into talking about Microstock, and Microstock is doing various stock photography type tasks. Whether you are going to go out there and you're going to take your camera and shoot some photos, or you're going to create some AI generated images, Microstock is another way to generate passive income. Whether it's e-commerce, whether it's Microstock, whether it's print on demand, it fits under the arm of hopefully generating passive income. And if not passive income, then supplemental income. And when I say supplemental income, a lot of people are just looking for another source of income. Maybe they're directly not looking for something completely passive. They're hoping one day that it will be passive, of course. Who wouldn't want that? But they're looking for something to supplement their income at that moment. Maybe they have a day job somewhere. Maybe they're looking for new opportunities in their life to go work somewhere else. And they're looking for some side income. Or maybe even they're very happy with their day jobs, but they just want a little bit more, something to do throughout the day during their free time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a great thing to have. Microstock was this thing that I kind of exposed to this channel, and, we kind of alluded to it prior to me even talking about a couple years back, and I kind of talked about how important it was to find new sources of income, and I stressed that. And by me really talking about Microstock for a lot of people on this channel, it kind of brought to their attention like, wow, I could actually do this. I could find a new way to produce some income online. And so why not let it be Microstock? Well, there's other ways to multiply your income without doing too much effort. And let me explain. You guys already knew how to use AI image generators to some extent because of print on demand. And so you took those skills, maybe you refined them a little bit or altered them, and then learned kind of the basics to Microstock and started making money on that. Well, there's another approach that we could do. We can multiply our income. Let's think about it for a second. What's something that can be posted on Microstock from print on demand? Well, this is pretty easy, but your print on demand designs, right? If your print on demand designs are the thing that essentially make you money through print on demand, you could take those designs, right? And you can upload them to Microstock sites and potentially make you money. There was a account that I came across on Adobe Stock where people were literally just uploading just t-shirt designs, and I actually want to show you that real quick. Let me go ahead and pause the screen, and I'm about to show you that very thing where somebody was uploading t-shirt designs to Adobe Stock. And here it is. This is the person's account who's literally just uploading t-shirt designs to Adobe Stock. You can see that this is their Adobe Stock profile. You can see all kinds of different, t-shirt designs here. Look at this. It says class of 2025 9th grade loading, class of 2025 6th grade loading, class of 2025 1st grade, and so on. All kinds of different designs, right? You are here to, you are the whip to my cream. You are the syrup to my pancake. You are the sprinkles to my ice cream. All these these are t-shirts, guys. These are t-shirt designs, no matter how they're designed, but these are t-shirt designs. Now imagine somebody has like a TeePublic account, right? And they're posting these designs on TeePublic, and let's say they're generating a certain amount of money. Well, they could take the very same designs, post it to something like an Adobe Stock, and make more money, right? They can multiply their income. Now, it might not always be double or triple or quadruple. Obviously, that's nice and that's great. But Even if you increase it by a segment, a fraction, is that not a win? Of course it is. Let's think of another way that we can do this with our current day-to-day businesses. Well, with print on demand and with Microstock, there's something that we use. We use language learning models, which is essentially things like OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is that AI that we can communicate with. It can communicate back to us, and we can use that to create t-shirt designs like this. We can use that to create stuff with Microstock, like your prompt list, right? That you feed into the automation tools for Midjourney and Leonardo AI. Well, we could also use ChatGPT, for example, to write ebooks. You can use that skill. Now, what's something interesting about this channel is I've spoken about creating ebooks. In fact, let me go over to my YouTube channel to show you some of the videos that I made talking about how important it is. All right, guys, so if you look at my YouTube channel here, every video that you see related to generating ebooks is a video kind of talking about this new, I don't want to say new, but introductory new on this channel, but it's not new in general. It's been around forever, selling these ebooks on your own website, right? And that's another source of income that we can add to our arsenal. The goal is to add as many different sources of income as possible over time. So for example, here's a video where I reveal my self-publishing $250,000 ebook niche, right? This was right here a video on a guy who made over $100 million. That's not an exaggeration. That's not a lie. That's not that's completely true, basically. This guy created over $100 million selling ebooks. Now, granted, he paid for ads and things like that, but he still made it happen. This was another ebook here where I talked about how to actually get it done and other people who've done it, and I showed real-life examples. I mean, I've created a few videos around this. This was a video here, created 3 weeks ago, how I created a self-published ebook empire not using KDP. And don't get me wrong, I explain myself more in the videos. You can go ahead and watch it. But that is a source of income that you can generate, right? Creating these ebooks. Well, let's say you create these ebooks. In the original strategy that I've taught in these videos, it was kind of creating your own website, learning how to drive traffic to your website, because at the end of the day, your website is your asset. And then that traffic to your website is sent to a page on your website where you're essentially charging people for the ebook. People buy that ebook and it generates you income. What's another way that you could generate money off of this without having to spend too much time or too much effort? You could take that very same ebook, you can post it on different marketplaces, like, for example, the KDP platform, which is the Amazon marketplace. You can post it and you can make money doing that. Do you not agree? Of course you can, right? So here's the thing, guys. You want to figure out how can you take a skill and use that same skill into other avenues to produce income for yourself, right? And there are ways to do that. So for example, I'm going to give you guys another example, but a real life example. Imagine you are a chef. You know how to cook, right? Well, you can do private cooking, right? So one-on-one, like a private chef, right? You can cook in a restaurant as a day job, right? So you might have a day job cooking in a restaurant. You could even start creating a YouTube channel teaching people how to cook, right? You can take that cooking skill that you have and do some catering so people can order from you, for example, online or through an app, and you can go cook, like, I don't want to say hundreds of pounds of food, but you can cook a lot of food and, you know, bring it to the party or bring it to that house or whoever's ordering it, right? Catering. So there's different things that you could do. There's always ways that you could generate more income by a skill. And I was just watching some videos on YouTube. One of the guys that I watch on YouTube quite frequently is this guy named Anton Daniels. Shout out to him. You guys can search his channel. I'll actually pull it up while I'm talking. But he kind of does this show called The Millionaire Morning Show. And that's kind of one of his channels, Anton Daniels' Millionaire Morning Show. And if you click on it, he's got these different videos around people who are getting laid off, people who are losing their jobs. And sometimes when you're day to day at work, or you're just doing your thing every day, you're in this cycle, in this, I guess you could say, tsunami or hurricane of just working every day, grinding, pushing as hard as you can. Sometimes you forget about the real world, what's going on out there. And even when you're in your own world, busy working, busy doing things, there are people out there who are suffering, who are not able to produce enough income. And maybe some of you guys are struggling with that, and I completely understand. It kind of, like, watching stuff like this kind of gives me insight on what's going on in the real world, effectively, and what people are struggling with. And it's become very clear to me that not just for entertainment or for fun do people need to focus on creating more sources of income, but it's a necessity at this point. I feel like this far into the world at 2025, especially in the United States, honestly, more than really a lot of other countries, and most first world countries, things are getting so expensive to the point where it's almost unrealistic to be able to expect to open a household on one salary. It's kind of unrealistic. So creating different sources of income, creating these sources of income that are diversified in and of itself is more protective. Like I said, I've been seeing all these videos on his channel about people getting laid off, people getting fired, all kinds of videos related to that. People getting on camera crying, making TikTok videos saying, I lost my job, I don't know what to do, I don't have savings, this and that. And it's quite disastrous, if you will. So if you're in a position right now where you're doing okay, and you're not in a position where you're worried, or you're not sure where your next you're sure you're getting your next check, everything is going to be fine, you're making your money, or maybe you're sitting on savings, I would highly advise to look into new sources of income. You can check out my channel, take a look. As far as different sources of income, I'm going to go more into this ebook thing, teaching you guys how to build ebooks, how to create a website that actually sells it for you, how to create a brand around your identity, whether it be you want to be anonymous, you don't want your face to be seen to be able to sell the ebook, or you want to be seen and create a personal brand around it. There are different ways to do it, of course, but I'll make videos on that. But I think it's actually quite useful, quite useful, because selling an ebook, one of the beautiful things about it is you can kind of segue into selling more than just ebooks, more than just, a singular product. But even if you stay on that singular product, that ebook sale, it's something that's repeated. You can sell it over and over and over again. You can sell it millions of times. You don't necessarily have to update it or improve it. It's a product that sells continuously that you don't have to trade your freedom or your time for, right? You can work on other things. You can relax. There's so many things you can do. And I think, like I said, as AI develops more and more and more, of course there will be opportunities, but the opportunities will be more limited as compared to the past for the general population. Of course, there are a select few that completely understand how AI works, and they want to get involved, and they know what they're doing, and they'll profit off of that. But there's a quite large amount of people, guys, the disenfranchised, which most people will be, not really knowing how to profit, how to utilize these tools to generate income. And unfortunately, these are people who are going to struggle more and more. So if you're not a student at this point, and this is what I think personally, and I could be wrong, we can have a conversation and a debate on this in the comments. If you're not going to be a student now, which I for sure am a student, I'm trying to learn from everybody and on everything, and people who watch my members videos, I'm actually exploring a new AI source of income that I've never discussed publicly on this YouTube channel before, that I'm actually diving into, which you guys can watch in the members type videos. You can literally just go to our channel feed. You can, watch all kinds of members area videos that are locked off from the public, but you can see these new sources of income. But the point here is that be a student. Try to figure out ways to improve. Try to figure out ways to learn. And more importantly, really take it seriously to approach a new source of income. I can tell you guys that on this channel, and I promise I will, create more videos around creating the ebooks, teaching you guys how to build it, and how to build an actual brand that's going to help you generate income. I will teach that. I will create more videos on that. I know I haven't done enough. I think I posted maybe 5 or 6 videos. In fact, if you go to the playlist here, this playlist right here, the Passive Income Ebooks playlist. Let's go ahead and click View Full Playlist. We have 5 videos as of now. I will be adding more. I will be creating more. I think it's very important, and that's something I will be doing, and it's something I'll be contributing to this channel. So if that's something you want to learn about, check out that content and stay tuned, because it will be consistently being posted. If you want to explore something that we didn't mention, go ahead and check it out. Something that I would recommend is take a look at investing. Whether you want to start investing into crypto, which honestly, timing is a little bit rough for crypto right now, but if you want to start investing in stocks, ETFs, bonds, maybe learning how to create an investment portfolio, maybe even real estate for some people. I mean, it just depends on what you're into. There's a lot of things you can invest in. But once you create good cash flow and make as much money as possible, you have to put that money somewhere to make that money work for you, because you are going to lose money through inflation. That's one. But two, if your money's just sitting there, you're kind of losing on the opportunity cost. It could be making you money in other ways. So that's something you should prioritize as well. But obviously, if you haven't got to that point yet, focus on different ways that you can increase your income. Then after you do that, you want to focus on how you can make it more passive, meaning put less time into it, but yet still produce. And then after you finish that level of things, you take that income and then you find ways to invest it for it to create more of itself effectively. And that's how you kind of live a life of more freedom and not really having to break your back to get every dollar, right? Because that dollar can multiply over time. And that's not an exaggeration, but it can multiply over time as you invest. And basically, it's just putting money in and getting money out. And sometimes investing doesn't have to look like stocks or bonds. It could be something that you're already an expert in. So, for example, for people who watch my Redbubble videos, which I always used to post on back when I was in the trenches working on it, I used to not only work on Redbubble, but I used to hire people that work there for me. Now, I don't post as much, but I have people working on it every single day for me. So it's still producing me an income, but it's gotten to the point now where I've invested in it. It's producing me an income off of the people who are working in it for me. I don't have to work in it anymore. And there are times here and there that I might upload a design or two, but this year, I can't lie, I haven't done really that much uploading. Hopefully I will get into it a little bit more later down the year, but I have people taking care of that for me now, because I've gotten to a point now where the system that I've worked hard on and that I've implemented now kind of pays for itself. But this was a system that I've been working on for years before I could really fully just walk away from it and have people generating an income for me on there. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully, more importantly, it kind of awakened something in you to really take this idea seriously of looking into new sources of income. I'll make a video in the future on various different sources of income that could potentially help you, and it might be interesting to you too. So once again, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon in a future video. All right, peace out, bye.